Hello everyone in YouTube land. This is LawMitch191. It is New Year's Day, January 1, 2014. I'm here to talk about a review of my brand new Broadway Limited Imports 462 Pacific, the Pacific locomotive. This came out several months ago by Broadway Limited. These Pacifics, they've got it in several roads, and it's a lot of neat roads they have. I bought this one from ModelTrainStuff.com. I got a great price on it. Model Train Stuff has great prices as usual, and many of you know them as MB Klein. I got this one for $209. Got shipping and everything. It was $189, I believe, and then my shipping, I got the 3-day shipping because of Christmas, and it was about, I think, $209 with shipping, something like that, maybe a little bit less. But this represents what is the ACL P5A Pacific that was manufactured in 1918, 1919. These numbers, and this was a USRA design, and these Pacifics lasted on the ACL Railroad, Atlantic Coast Line, until 1953, and one was saved, number 1504, which is in front of a hotel, or excuse me, convention center in Jacksonville, Florida. The neat thing about the Pacifics with the ACL was that it was the mainstay locomotive of the mainstay steam locomotive of the ACL, and they had a ton of these things. The original ones were hand fired, and then eventually automatic stokers were added to them in later years, I believe around the 30s. This one comes in the ACL paint scheme of 1938. After 1938, ACL started adding the striping on the tender and the big round ball, and that was because they bought some 482 Mountains, and they were painted a unique way for passenger service, but their tender had this ball design, and striping was a little bit different color, but they decided that they would go in and paint the rest of the steam locomotives in that design, and that design lasted until the locomotives were scrapped. It has also the striping on the locomotive, it has the white wall tires. I kind of like that. This unit is a vast improvement over the Athearn Genesis model that was out probably maybe back in 2003, 2002. That was a piece of junk. I bought one and was extremely disappointed. It doesn't pull that well. It has gear problems, which mine tore up, and I sent it back to Athearn. It tore up again, and I finally had a friend fix it, but it still doesn't run the best in the world, and I'm going to probably end up selling it for nothing, or either just use it as a display model or something. But this locomotive here, it is really nice. I love the paint on it. The paint's very crisp. It's very nice. Doesn't have, you know, some of the locomotives that you see nowadays, like I know that even on the Sound Design Mogul that I have by Bachman, it has the builder plate. They don't have a builder plate. Don't see the, you know, the builder plate on there, but these are built by Baldwin for ACL. It comes with, your book has showing you on your DCC, it has 28 functions, and if you have if you're using a Digitrack system, you have the 402, I believe it is, you probably have all the 28 functions or whatever you can do. I do not. I have a typical DT400. So I only have 12 functions on my DT400. But the unique thing about Broadway again is that they have it so that you can do function key mapping, where you can map in certain sounds that you want into your 12 function controller. Maybe you don't want all the sounds, and there's some things I don't really care about. But so I have turned up the CVs on it. The CVs, I have gone up and increased the volume on things. That's just me, because when I run at the club, we have such a big, large room. I kind of like to have it loud in there, and so this thing will probably be a little loud than what it should be. So I'm gonna go ahead and fire it up and kind of talk to you. Well, I'll talk to you about the functions first. I mean, you got so many different things. Of course, your bell, your whistle. You have air pumps, blow down, Mars light, coal auger, shovel, water injector, pop-off valve, wheel flange, coupler slack. So many things. I didn't want to go into all of them. You got your sounds, your passenger sounds, your freight sounds, your maintenance sound. You have radio chatter. And that's what I find interesting, of course, as all of us know, with steam locomotives, and really most of these units did not have radios. So some of that stuff is really something not really prototypical. I don't know if the late 50 models or the 50s, they had a radio put in them or not. They may have. It is fun to have the little sounds in there for the club to run for the kids, and the train stops, the engineers talk, and you hear some radio chatter. But I don't think in real life we would have that. But I kind of mapped some of it in, and I'll show you those functions in a minute. I'll go ahead and go through the main functions, just kind of fire it up. It has some really neat stuff. It's kind of loud, so here we go. All right. Fire it up on number 6. Okay, I'm going to go ahead now. Let's cut on the light. You hear the dynamo fire up. Kind of give you the bell. Here's the bell. Here's the whistle. All kind of stuff going on there. Valve is blow down. And what you hear now is the shoveling of coal. That's kind of neat. As the fireman shovels coal into the firebox. Well, that's going on. We'll hit the water fill. You'll hear the water door open. You'll actually hear a sound of the water spout moving down, and then the door opening, and then filling up full of water. F11's your water injectors. I'm sorry. That's not the water injector. That's one of the radio chatter. I moved F11. I mapped that out for radio chatter. Also got some maintenance sounds I also mapped in.
Coming up the portal, let her report that the signal was dark with 3-track. Let me know what you have there, over. Ryan, no problem again. We've been having problems with that signal, over. Been reported to me.
So you got the talking if you want to have it in there. I've done that. That's the maintenance sound. Radio chatter. Also, F7's used for smoke. This unit did not have smoke. This is one of the Broadway units that doesn't have the later one Paragon 2 that does not have smoke. This is a Paragon 2 unit. It doesn't have smoke because the boiler was too small. So that's why it doesn't. That's one of the drawbacks of this unit. But still, it's a great locomotive. We're going to go ahead and start it up and run it. Let you hear it. There's so many functions on this thing. It is really amazing. I've mapped some of the things I wanted into my DT400. Let's go ahead and
visit equipment RN is cleared. That's correct, sir. Maximum authorized speed, sir. Over. Thank you, sir. We're ready.
Okay, we're going to start her up. We'll open it up a little bit. Really a neat unit. It's going to start loading coal here in a minute. You'll hear it start doing that. But
8 cars. Within 8 cars, thank you. Okay.
Also, it talks. So when it's stopped and you put it in the freight sound function, these guys will start talking. So that's kind of fun at the club with kids and stuff when they're sitting there and we're waiting for a signal change or something. These guys are kind of talking in the cab. But in any event, I really like this locomotive. It's so much better than what I had with the other Pacific with Athearn. It also has traction tires, so it pulls really well. I didn't mention about the pulling, but it really, really pulls well. They give